What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for listening to Your Ex-Drinking Buddy. My name is Brennan Tassif. I'll be your host. Subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast. Check out the merch store at brennantcomedy.com/merch-store. And make sure you subscribe on YouTube as well. We'll put the shorts up there, the full video, the whole thing. Thank you so much for listening. I love it. I hope you love it. Subscribe on Patreon, too. We do bonus episodes. I do Tales from the Restaurant, where I talk about celebrities I've waited on and whether they're assholes or not, which is super fun. Also, we do a pre-show banter for my other show, Cheers from the Press Box with Joe Dorville. A lot of behind-the-scenes stuff going on over there, too. Make sure you just subscribe everywhere, just all over the place. I greatly appreciate it. And if you're not leaving the mean comments, thank you for that. Maybe leave a couple nice ones.
Grab me a beer and grab him a coke. We bout to sit for an hour, bullshit and tell jokes. And please don't mix it up, cause he done sobered up. Brennan T Comedy on your social media feeds. And Brennan Tassif is your ex-drinking buddy. Brennan Tassif is your ex-drinking buddy. Brennan Tassif is your ex-drinking buddy. Brennan Tassif is your ex-drinking buddy.
What is up, everybody? Welcome into another edition of Brennan Tassif is your ex-drinking buddy. I am your host, Brennan Tassif. If you're new to the program, quick rundown of the show. I used to be everyone's favorite drinking buddy. It was my favorite thing to do, hang out with friends, get drunk, do drugs, get in all sorts of trouble, and then reminisce about those crazy stories. I'm sober now, but it's still one of my favorite things to do. Hang out with somebody every week and talk about the crazy old days. Most weeks I'll be joined by guests. This week is no exception. All the way from New York City, Blake Wexler.
Thank you.
What's
This
up,
is
dude?
a huge crowd you have in here.
Yeah, we cram him in on the couch.
Yeah, of course. Lucky them. No, this is great, dude. Yeah. We've never met. How did you know to bring me here? How did you know how good of a choice this was?
I think I saw you post something about. Oh, before we get too far into anything, plug everything up front. Let everybody know where they can find you.
Great.
Everything. This will come out in a week and a half. So
Love
everything
it.
you got coming out.
Cool. At Blake Wexler on all social media. I have a stand-up special called Daddy Long Legs that is on YouTube. It's my first hour special. That's up. And I also am going to be headlining Littlefield in New York in mid-January. Those tickets are not on sale. So you can find but you can find it at Blake Wexler everywhere.
Okay, perfect. I think. Were you promoting the special? Something was happening.
Possibly.
Where it popped up on my feed.
Cool.
And I saw something and I was like, oh, this is really funny. And then I did the fun thing that I do.
Yeah.
That I think all of us do, where you go, how many mutual followers do we have?
We have a lot.
To find out where the person lives.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah.
So I do that especially for the podcast, where it's one of those things where it's like, okay, well, if they follow like a lot of people like at my level or like a little bit below, I know they're in New York.
Yes.
But if it's like they follow like Dan Soder and Joe List, I'm like, they could fucking be anywhere. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah. It's Nova Scotia.
Yeah. So then I found you, and then I think it was the special, and I was like, oh, come on to promote it.
Cool.
And then we got you here.
I love it. It's great. Yeah. This
and
is
I
so
also
good.
like this because it's a great way to like. It's one thing to have comedians on your show, like if you're running like a stand-up show.
Yeah.
But it's like real impersonal. It's very transactional. It's like, hey, you show up, do your time, and leave.
Right.
When I meet a comic for the first time, I love doing the podcast because then it's like, well, at the end of this, we're either going to be buddies or we're never going to speak again.
Yeah.
Kind of like you get to know somebody.
Yeah, no, it seems like we have a lot. It's so we just met 3.5 minutes ago, but it's like, I mean, you played sports, you're into sports. I didn't really play, but I'm like very into sports, comedy, connection.
That's why we did this in the morning on Sunday.
I know. Well done. Yeah, when's your game at?
1 o'clock.
Great, we'll be done by 1.
Yeah.
Jags?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm from Philly, and Doug Peterson's one of my favorite coaches. Go Birds, thank you.
Birds.
Hold on. What is it?
Duval.
Yeah.
So it's so funny because when we hired that new coach, he came into the press conference and he was like, Duval?
It was one of the weirdest.
We were like, you can't, come on, man.
He looked like such a pervert in that moment when he said Duval, but it's like, I get it. Like every coach has a bad first press conference.
Nick Sirianni.
Terrible.
Dan Campbell.
Doug Peterson when he was there.
Yeah. It was interesting. So we're going to get on the side
Dan Campbell.
Don't worry. We're going to get to all the stuff.
Yeah.
When Doug first came in, I remember thinking, this is it.
Yeah.
He played quarterback in the NFL. He's a mastermind. Like, this is going to be it. And then that first year after Urban Meyer, we're like, Trevor's back on track. Because I don't know if you remember, like, we won a bunch of games. And we're like, oh, stepping stones, here we go.
Yeah.
And then Press Taylor took over the offense. And I remember in the second year, he like took control back from Press Taylor, and we did well again.
Yeah.
But then in the third and fourth, he like refused to take it back. And I was like, does this guy have naked photos of you? Like, is he
Dude.
black? Like, why won't you take?
This is so niche. The Press Taylor thing drives me insane.
I was like, what is he your illegitimate son? Like, what is happening?
I know he's so loyal. That's why he got fired in Philly, where they're like, we want to keep you here,
Yeah.
but you have to fire these. You have to fire Press Taylor or like someone like
That's
him. He's
exactly
like,
what happened with us in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
They were like, you can't. This offense is. You're supposed to be the offensive guy.
I know.
This
Do
is
that job.
Stagnant. And he's like, where I go, Press goes.
Yeah.
And they were like, all right, then you're gone.
Gotta go.
I love the Liam Cohen thing though, where they brought him in and he was like, oh no, if this is your GM, I'm not coming here.
Yeah.
And then they immediately fired the GM and they're like, hey, about that. Can you come back?
Go. Yeah.
So you, Philly fan.
Huge Philly fan.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want to ask you, let's get into it, the origin story as it were.
Yeah.
So how did you even find stand-up? Because you, as we were talking before, you lived in LA for a while, you're in New York now, but comedy itself, especially stand-up, is a very niche thing.
Yes.
So how did you even find, not how did you get into it or anything, how did you even find stand-up?
So I loved it. Like I would watch Premium Blend
Yep.
and that sort of thing on Comedy Central. And then I'm like, how can I was a sophomore in high school when I
Okay.
started. And
Wow.
yeah, very young. And my mom was like trying to find a thing. Where it's like, okay, so he's not playing sports in any meaningful way.
Yeah.
Like I played freshman baseball.
There you go.
And yeah, thank you. Yeah, I can't stop talking about it.
Dude, I played 2 years of scout team, and I'm like, I was a Division I football player.
Yeah, you were.
I mean, I was, but
Yeah.
it is also one of those things where it's like, were you?
Right, but your brain scans don't say scout team.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like this guy
I'm
played.
just gonna scribble that down.
You might as well, please, by all means. I can't use it.
But I did want to ask you, because we kind of
Please.
jumped into it sophomore year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But how did you find Premium Blend and all that? Were you just flipping through the channels? Did you have a parent who was into stand up? Because that's what I mean is like,
Yeah.
a lot of times it's like a weird, like you stump now, especially when I have young people on, they're always like, oh, YouTube or Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But for you, was it a similar thing where you just kind of fell into it?
Yeah, I fell into, so I loved like comedies and then I guess it was finding the subgenre of what comedy was,
Okay.
where like I like laughing and then I'm like, oh, so stand-up is just one person talking.
Yeah.
And I've always really been fascinated by people's like personalities. So
Okay.
like even
So
when
it fit. It was a
yeah,
perfect.
it fit
yeah.
perfectly. Even with sports, like I mean, with Philly, it's like a diehard team thing. But like, I'll have favorite players, like Gary Payton is one of my favorite
the
all-time
glove.
athletes.
Come
The
on.
glove, because he was nuts and he was a trash talker.
Psycho.
And
You had one of the greatest personalities of all time.
Iverson.
Weapon X.
Oh yeah, Dawkins. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course, dude. He was unreal. Also,
How
didn't curse.
soft-spoken he is and how like Christian he is.
Yeah.
And then he gets on the field and he's like, I'm going to bury your family.
Dude, he would he tried to like snap someone in a half. Like,
Did you
he's-
see?
oh.
So I go down a rabbit. So when I'm at the gym, a lot of times I try to get motivation.
Yeah.
So I watch a lot of the Brian Dawkins stuff, and Luke Kuechly's another one.
Yeah.
And Brian Dawkins is great. He had 2 separate lockers. He had it's a 20 Dawkins, and then it's an X weapon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I was like, this guy's a psycho, and I love it. I'm
Total
here for
psycho.
it.
And so good that they gave him 2 lockers.
Yeah.
'Cause if you have a bad guy who's a psychopath, it's like crazy. Just have
Cut
one
him,
locker.
cut him, get him outta here.
Right. But him, all the lockers you want.
Dude, how many?
Yeah, one for every personality. How many do you have?
Dude, but so growing up, you find it, and
Yeah.
then you get into it, and then it takes a lot to want to try it. So go back to what you were saying. You were talking to your mom. This is high school.
Yeah. So they had like
No sports.
no sports to speak of, and they had like night classes at a high school nearby. So like taught by a comic, like local.
Oh, so it was a
comic.
comedy class.
Yeah, took a
Okay.
comedy class. Yeah, and did that for like I don't know, once a week for like a month.
Okay.
And then they had a graduation show, and you do like 3 or 5 minutes, and it was the whole thing's weird because I'm 15.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like either having like a
Jerking
midlife
off is
crisis.
crazy, right?
Yeah, I know. Even if I was there yet, like the SATs.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Like these SATs are insane.
Anybody else playing Skyrim?
Right, exactly. And no one was. So that was fun. Where also that was a big thing where it was tough doing mics originally because I couldn't drive and I was out like 20 minutes outside of Philly.
Yeah.
So
And B, you can't get in anywhere.
that was the big thing. So
Yeah.
I would call ahead and be like, can I go if I like sometimes because there was no law really like specific law at the time. So some were like, if you're here before 7, it's fine, which
Yeah.
means nothing.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, if you bring a older person with you, it's fine. And some people are like, yeah, who cares? You know, like,
If you bring someone we can sell booze to.
yes,
then
yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine.
That was the thing. They wanted to make money.
Yeah.
So you can only have so many Diet Cokes before.
Dude, I love how supportive the super secret society I'm in is.
Yeah.
But whenever they come to shows, I catch flack from somebody because
Yeah.
they're like, you brought 12 people and everyone just drank water.
I know.
And I'm like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
You don't offer food. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
And they were probably great audience members.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
best.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
But it's like, they don't care.
No.
They're like, the managers are like, we didn't sell any booze. And you're like, I'm sorry.
I can't put laughs in the spreadsheet.
Yeah, right. How about you get like an air fryer, make some chicken fingers, and we'll start moving some products.
Yeah, mark it up. You
Yeah.
know, charge $15 a finger, whatever. And yeah, it was that was a weird. So like, my mom was very supportive and would take me to some shows. I was only doing like a show a month.
Okay.
You know?
How did the class go? Do you remember that graduation show?
Yeah, I didn't do well, but like it didn't matter, you
Yeah.
know, because I was so psyched to perform. And like, my favorite comics then, like Lewis Black was one of my favorite
Love
comics.
Lewis Black.
So
Pimps
funny.
and horse. Pimps and
Yeah,
horse.
yeah. But so I would, you know, when you first start stand up, you kind of take on some of the
Oh, yeah.
personalities, but it didn't make sense for an angry child, you know? So like, it was unintentionally funny where I'm like, dude, I can't, it's like my driver's lessons, you know, like, but it was like, why is he angry?
DMV. It's an insane place.
Like, why does this kid have
Buyers and sellers. Buyers and sellers.
why does this kid have a tremor? He's perfectly healthy.
Lewis Black, because mine, and the listeners know this, mine was Dane Cook. So
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And I still to this day have a very much like pace the stage, yell, like
Yeah.
pull the mic away to be real loud, like
Yeah.
that kind of personality on stage. But that's just kind of who I am.
Yeah.
And I've talked about it before. It was like I watched a lot of stand up, but was like, I love that this makes me laugh. Because I was a depressed, anxious kid, but I was like, I can't do what Greg Giraldo does. And then I saw
Oh, that's
Dane, and I
interesting.
was like, oh, I want to do that.
Yeah, that was your frequency. Yeah.
Yeah. So for you, it's Lewis Black, which is so funny to me because
insane.
for those of you listening who don't know, Lewis Black is basically he does political commentary as his stand-up, very Colin Quinn-esque, but it's so angry.
It's so angry.
He's so mad.
Yeah.
To your point you made, he has like tremors and he like screams and
Yeah.
he makes a lot of very solid points, but it's very aggressive.
It would be like if Eddie Pepitone went to an Ivy League school.
That's a great way to put it. Love Eddie Pepitone.
Me too.
But it's very much like, yeah, he's so smart too, but he's just so angry. So what happened? So you're doing
Yeah.
once a month, and then where do we go?
So I kept doing it, and then I was going to go to college, and I wanted to keep doing stand-up. So I'm like, what schools do a lot of stand-ups go to? Or at least what schools located in a city that like isn't New York or LA, but like one that I can kind of
Are you
like...
going to say what I think you're going to say?
I went to Emerson? Is that what you're going to think?
I thought you were going to say Harvard.
Oh, no. Oh, that's so funny. I wish. No, I don't wish, actually. It's
Just
like-
drop that. Well,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
shocking how many times I've done this show, and someone's like, yeah, UPenn or
Right.
Cornell, and I'm like,
Wait,
I've
what?
seen your set. What are we talking about
You're
here?
an idiot.
Talk about your dick on stage
Right.
for 10 minutes.
It's so funny. It doesn't matter. You know, like it's almost
really-
a separate brain.
Well,
you
and
know?
it is one of those things that's very funny to me because I went to a public school in Florida and
Yeah.
everyone shits on it. But like the high school I went to was ranked 87th in the country.
Yeah.
Private, public, like I
amazing.
went to a good high school. And then it's so funny because then I ended up going to college in the state of Florida to play
Yeah.
football. And everyone's like, oh, University of Florida. And I go, listen, real quick. English 1101 is the same at FAU as it is at Harvard, as it is at UPenn, as
Yeah.
it is at Michigan. It's the same course,
Yeah.
same credits. The only difference is what it says at the top of the diploma.
Yeah,
So
and like
why don't
hundreds
you-
of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, why don't you nowhere on any application that I've ever seen does it say like need not apply if you went to like a Florida or Michigan public school. It's like
Correct.
Let's
Correct.
relax.
And also, what diploma? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
who checks that? Is there a database?
Funny story.
Yeah.
So when I finished college, I my transcripts got really bad because of my alcoholism. Like my
Sure.
last 3 years, I was a super senior.
Yeah.
And I remember I was talking to my older sister, who's been on the show, and I was like, I don't know what to do. She said, Brennan, when I graduated from college, I applied to 8 jobs. Only one of them asked for my transcripts.
Yeah.
Only one of them checked to see if I even went to school.
Nuts.
She was like, the other 7 just took my word for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
No one's checked. And I feel like it matters less than ever.
Yeah.
You know, like as long as it's, Florida Atlantic University, it's like, yeah, It's a school. It's a college.
whatever.
Yeah, it's college. So it gives a shit.
It's accredited.
Yeah.
Or it's not.
It's accredited.
Who cares?
No one knows. Hey, who's crediting it? Also,
Yeah.
But
especially in this age of questioning everything. It's
I
like,
know,
is
I
it
know.
really who? What?
it's so funny. Yeah.
So
More
you
than
went to
ever.
Emerson.
I went to Emerson and I was looking up like, all right, who are comics that I like?
Yeah.
And dude, I reached out over MySpace to some comics, and I reached out to. I thought I wanted to go to Boston. It's school in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
So I reached out to like Greg Fitzsimmons over, and he gave like.
One of my favorites.
So funny, and he gave good advice.
Oh,
And
did he really?
Yeah, he was like, dude, they all.
I mean, it doesn't. I say that. It doesn't shock me.
No,
that
that
he
they
would
take
do
the
that.
time.
But yes.
Yeah, just reached out cold, like no one, like obviously didn't know anybody in common.
Yeah.
And then he gave great advice, and I reached out to Bill Burr over MySpace, and he
The
was.
fuck do you want, kid?
Dude, I know, dude. He was so kind.
He's so sweet.
And he was like, "This is, I had stage fright, which I didn't have. I was just a horrible writer.
Yeah.
But I did have a good stage presence." And he was like, "Just take as many public speaking classes as you can. Like do as many shows as you can." And then he was like, "Don't take any shit." We just kind of threw that in there. I'm like, "Oh, that's good advice."
That's actually probably the best advice.
Yeah,
because so
great advice.
often do we do shows for free, or
Yeah.
we bend to the will of the booker or the promoter or whoever.
Yes.
because we want the stage time so bad. So as nonchalant as it seems and such a burying thing to say, like
Yeah.
don't take any shit. He's right.
Yeah.
like that's the hardest part is saying no to shows sometimes where you're like, no. Like,
Yeah.
this is going to be a terrible audience. I know this host, they're bad. I know the booker's not going to pay me. They're going to tell me I get 12 minutes. I'll end up getting lit at 7
Dude.
because they put too many people on the lineup. Just say no. Don't take the shit. Just be
Yeah.
like, no, I'm all right.
No, or leave.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you're gonna be on in 2.5 hours. Like, oh, sorry, I have a life.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not gonna stay here. I'm not gonna stay
I
at the
recently
show.
started doing that.
Dude,
when
it's the best.
When I get, sometimes I'll be booked on something and
Yeah.
they'll be like, the show starts at 7, be here by 6:30. And then I'll be like, when am I going up? And they'll be like, oh, no, we'll just get here at 6:30. And then if I get there at 6:30 and they're like, you're going last or second to last, I'll be like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you having me. I cannot stay that
Yeah.
long. Yeah. What am I supposed to fucking do?
And sometimes when you put the pedal to the metal,
Yeah.
like when you actually balls to the wallet, they'll be like, oh, no, we'll move it around. We'll move it
Yeah.
around. We'll move it around.
Because people are either so confrontational that they're insane,
Yeah.
or you're so unconfrontational that you're stuck at a bad show for 3.5
Yeah,
hours.
you just leave.
Yeah.
Especially because like the level, once you get to a certain level where it's like, what is this 5? I'm going to do my tight 5
Yes.
because I want to do well. How is that going to benefit me at all?
There's no benefit. And then, so I also, like, if I'm not drinking, if I'm not drinking, I start hosting the show.
Take us through, right?
Yeah. We'll be right back. You're listening. So, I will, if I'm bored at a show, I'll be like, all right, I'll have a few drinks, and then by the time I go on, it's like, cool, I'm drunk now. And now there's no productivity going on. I'm not going to feel well tomorrow. I'm going to eat something bad on the way home. I'm
And
going
the
to
set
not
is not
sleep.
going to be replicable. So even if it's
Yeah.
awesome, it's
Yeah.
like, well, I was hammered.
Yeah, it's like, oh, cool. I'll just go get drunk now for the rest of my life before. Like, that's not fucking sustainable either.
Yeah.
So
Trust me, I've had a lot of guests on the show talk about that.
yeah, I know. It's
Like, it was
nuts.
fun for the first couple months, and then all of a sudden I was like, I hate everything about my life.
Yeah, it's like, oh god, my clothes don't fit.
Dude, I can't believe Greg Fitzsimmons and Bill Burr were all like so supportive.
Dude, so
I mean,
sweet.
I can, but it's one of those things now, especially I can speak for myself. Being at my level, it's
Yeah.
one of those things where now it's like when you reach out to bigger comics, it's like we're not helping like a plucky kid with advice.
Right.
This is a 37-year-old who tours, who does stuff, who has a podcast. It's like now you're asking me almost as if you want something.
Yes.
I feel like that's the kind of shift that it's taken.
We're in a weird zone.
Which is honestly
Yeah.
like at my level, it's
Yeah.
like, no, I really just like I've met so many people around my level, around my age, who are much younger than me because I read up later because of the drugs and alcohol, but they're
Yeah.
like hate comedy. And I'm like, dude, even if I was a career server, I would still be going to the Cellar and the Stand all the time,
Yeah.
just to watch, or at least the Cellar and McDougal Street, just to watch stand up.
Of course, why are you not having fun at this thing that's supposed to be fun?
It's the greatest
Yeah.
thing in the world, and people are just like, I can't sell tickets. It's like, yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
What
No
do you-
one is.
No one.
Yeah, no one's selling
And
tickets.
everyone's reaching higher. So like
I know,
you even get people
I know.
where it's like Yeah, I can't sell. I can't sell out to 7 shows at the Improv, or like I only sold out 1 theater. Like I have friends who say these things to me. They're like, yeah, I only sold out 1 of the 2 theater dates at that city, and I'm like, you should have played the club then, maybe. I don't.
Yeah, or
maybe do 4 spots at the club.
Be happy with the $20,000 you were
Yeah.
just paid for this.
Dude, I had one time a comic told me the check that they made,
Yeah.
like in an eye roll way, and I just went, I literally, and this is a good friend, I literally just went, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck you.
It's if you don't know how much I think what people make for
It was
stand-up.
$25,000
Sure
for
it
a
was.
weekend.
Yeah, it's either way higher than you think it'll be, or so low it's like, why
It's
are you doing this?
unfathomable,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is unfathomable.
Yeah, it is a weird kind of blend because I do a bunch of shows. Like I just started. We brought back a show at Grove 34 that I run.
Oh, sick.
So I tried it out once last year, and I was like, "This is awesome. I'm gonna start doing this every month," and then just didn't.
Yeah, of
and
course.
so I'm
I'm with
bringing
you.
it back, but it is one of those things where it's like, oh, I don't like. There's a club like 3 blocks from my house. Like I'll just go put on shows there.
Oh, is that how close it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I
it's
like
on,
that
it's
room. That's
Grove
cool.
34 because it's on 34th Street in Astoria, so it's like right there.
That is
So-
why they call it that. Now that I realize that. Yeah.
But it is one of those things where it's like, no, I'll just go do this. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need your do it for exposure.
Right.
Like go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I don't, and also like I'm 36, and
Yeah.
there is a certain amount now.
You look great for 36. by
That
the
is
way.
so, and
I'm
like, so do
37
you.
and I kept looking at you being like, he's got to be like 29.
Oh yes.
But then when you said premium blend, I'm like, there's no way he's fucking 29.
No. Yeah, no, Pete Holmes, I'm premium blend.
Yeah.
But no, it's that is funny where I now have less tolerance for late shows to where I'm like there was Liz Glazer, who's the funniest person in the
Liz,
world. Liz made her like Tonight Show debut like a month or 2 ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember.
And they did like the screening at one of the I guess it was like a New York comedy club or
Okay.
whatever. And it was going to be at like 11:30, and I know she goes on at like 12. The comedian
Yeah,
goes on last. And I was like, I'm so happy for her. I was dreading it for a month and a half of like, I'm like, okay, so how am I going to get there? How am I going to get home?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to work out and get everything done for Friday, done tonight,
Because you're not going to do it in the morning.
No, I'm going to be
It
too
is
tired.
so funny you say that because
Yeah.
I operate at night. So like I work at a restaurant to supplement my income,
Great.
and then I also do the podcast and comedy. So like everything's at night. So like
Yeah.
even last night I wasn't the closer.
Yeah.
But I still didn't get home until like 1:05, which
Yeah.
is it was a weird night. It was kind of insane how busy it was. But at the same time, it's like so I didn't go to bed till like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
But to your point, if I'm out of the like I have no problem going to bed at 3 in the morning, but I don't like being out. Does that make sense?
Yes, because you're descending, and that's also where the sobriety thing I think helps out so much. Where like if you're out and you're a drinker, you're actively killing yourself,
Yeah.
or at best exhausting yourself
100%.
in ways that go beyond sleep,
Yeah.
So like, okay, so what? Next day you're just tired.
Yeah.
You're not hungover.
Well, and that's the other thing too. It's so funny because I'll stay up super late.
Yeah.
I don't like to be out though.
Correct.
Like if I go to a lot of times on Fridays, I'll have an earlier shift, so I'll get out and go to do the McDougal walk on Friday, talk to the people barking, talk to my friends out there.
Yeah.
Maybe pop into the Olive Tree, see if anyone's hanging out.
Yeah.
But dude, once it hits like 11:35, I'm like, why am I still out in the city? Like I need to be home.
Dude.
But then I'll come home and stay up till like 3 in the morning. But
Yeah.
it's like I don't like to be out like at that time.
You're chilling. Like your heart rate's lower.
Yeah.
It's not an active.
Just playing Elden Ring till
Yeah.
2 in the morning.
Perfect. You're basically sleeping.
Yeah, right? That's what it is. So let's talk about it. You said you were doing a mic a month.
Yeah.
Kind of like intermittently. We're getting up, we're not getting up. When was the transition where you were like, oh, this is the thing?
It was in Boston. It was a great. Emerson was the best, where you have a bunch. It's like an entertainment school.
Okay.
So the comedians who went there, like Bill Burr, Dennis Leary, like Jen Kirkman, Jay Leno,
Love
like
Jen Kirkman.
Eliza Schlesinger, like Joe Mandy, Dan Lee. There's just a billion of them.
Damn.
And so I'm like, okay, something's going on. Like I want to go there.
Yeah.
And we also had a comedy club on campus. So
okay.
there were so many people who did stand up who went to Emerson that you could support. There were like 15 kids who did stand up.
Oh, wow.
So you would perform. There was a little black box theater there, sat 150, and it would sell out. And we do these shows like every other week. And
Really?
It was unreal. And then I also did shows around the Boston scene, which was great. So I got to meet like Josh Gondelman was there when I was there. Mike Kaplan, Shane Moss, like all these great
Damn.
comics. So I was able to do like the Emerson thing where college crowds who are exactly like me.
Yeah.
But then you would go into the city and learn more, from the Boston.
100%.
Yeah.
And for people listening, a lot of the names that you just rattled off are like they might not be household names, but as comedians, I'm like, damn, that person's really good too.
Very successful,
Damn, they're
yeah.
really good too. Like they tour the country, they're big headliners, and it's so funny when guests come into the restaurant and we'll get to talking, and they'll be like, "Oh, comedy, we love comedy."
Yeah.
I'll be like, "Oh, who's your favorite stand-up?" And they'll be like, "Dave Chappelle." And
Right,
I'm like,
right,
That
right.
doesn't count.
No, Ellen DeGeneres.
Or Shane Gillis, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, he's on the Bud Light commercials, and
Yes.
I love Shane, but it's like one of those
course.
things where it's like, give me like a
A
niche,
slightly deeper cut.
yeah, give me something.
Yeah, that's so
Even
funny.
if you say somebody who like a Liz Glazer, where it's like,
Yeah.
the special just came out, like give me something like that.
Yes.
Like then I know you like stand up.
100%.
If you're just throwing out these names of people who are on like commercials during the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
that doesn't count.
Yeah, someone who's not a billionaire.
Yeah.
Can you bring that up? But yeah, no, that's when I started like really doing it. And there was a great club there called the Comedy Studio, which was like in Harvard Square, actually.
I've
And-
done the Comedy
Yeah,
Studio.
it was great.
Yeah.
And then
Under new management now.
under new management.
Yeah, the new guy is awesome.
Jeff, right?
Yeah.
I knew him from Sketchfest, maybe in San Francisco.
Yeah, he's from San Francisco.
Yeah, he's
so
a great
in
dude.
I believe the story because Matt knows him really well.
Yeah.
So I believe the story is he was in San Francisco, ran
Mm-hmm.
the stand for a little while here in New York, and then I either went back to San Francisco or then went and took over the Comedy Studio.
That sounds right.
But it's so. Dude, it was the first time where I was like, oh, because I came from Florida. So it's like a bunch of us just running our own shows. There was one comedy club in Jacksonville, but he wouldn't let you get on his stage unless you took his class.
Great.
And so it was one of those things where it was super independent. So the comedy, the run I just did with Matt was one of the first times where it was like doing clubs with green rooms and like
Nice.
audiences that like you don't have to go like you're not sitting in the back of the room like every fucking show I ever did in Florida.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun.
Dude, what a cool benchmark for you too to be like, okay, like because sometimes you get lost in how well you're doing, and because I won't project, but I'll be like, fuck, like God, this is a slow X amount of time. But then if you go back to where you started, and it's like, okay, so now I'm in front of full rooms.
Yeah.
Now I'm not like stressing about like, okay, there's 3 people here or whatever.
Well, and I remember the days too when people would be like, how much time could you do? And I'd be like, 5.
Yeah.
And now people are like, how much time can you do? And I'm like, how much time do you want?
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
such a like freeing experience to be like,
Ugh.
I could do 20, I could do 45, I could do 7. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want?
Let me know, whatever you want. Yeah.
And that's also another thing. I will throw this out there. Super unprofessional of the producers coming up to you being like, how much time do you want to do? You
Yeah.
tell me.
Yeah.
All right.
How about I'll wait till I get there, and then if it looks good, I'll do 45 to an
Yeah.
hour. If it looks bad, I'll do 25 to 30. Like, what am I contractually obligated to do to
Yep.
still make the full amount of money?
Burr said it
Yeah.
best. He said it. I remember listening to his podcast, God, years ago, and he was like, you get paid for the time, not for the jokes.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's great.
Because as soon as you get up there, the clock starts. We're going.
Yeah. Dude, side note, I was at that Philly show
Yeah.
when he toured.
Oh,
Philly.
really?
I was like maybe a freshman in college or senior in high school, and this was after he had sent the "Don't take any shit" thing, and boy, did that guy not take any shit.
No.
Where it was, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it was the.
This was kind of his. So he'd been doing stand up for a
Yeah.
long time, but this was kind of his breakout into mainstream.
He wasn't selling out clubs yet.
No.
And then the Philly crowd was like booing everybody, like like Dom Irera, like I don't know if Jim Norton had been on yet, but was just booing everybody. Like Tracy Morgan, they
Yeah.
booed, and then Burr went on and just didn't take any shit.
Eviscerated him.
Yeah, and just tore. And the Philadelphia knowledge, like he knew Donovan McNabb had weak ankles.
Dude. And yeah, he was going after him like, you haven't won anything.
You
and
haven't won anything.
talking
yeah.
about the Sixers and
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
and just tore them apart.
Dude, he had a great line about us loving Rocky, and he's like, Joe Frazier's from here, but he's black, so you can't deal with him.
I forgot about that. Yeah, he was like, your biggest sports inspiration is a fictional character.
Yeah. Oh God, it was so good. Yeah. Oh,
He's
dude,
so
it was so
funny.
good. The best. So like wrapped up Emerson, and then interned in LA at Comedy Central for my last semester.
So when you leave Emerson,
Yeah.
you know this. I'm doing this. This is the
Yes.
thing.
And the big thing there was a group called rooftopcomedy.com. Do you remember them at all?
No.
Like they would, I don't even know what their business model is. It's probably why they're not around anymore. But like they were the first people to
Wasn't
put
it like
clubs or cameras in a bunch of clubs.
Okay.
And then they would post the stuff on their website. And
God, do you remember the early days of social media? Because I remember, because I got into stand up in 2009. So I
Yeah.
remember when Instagram came out, and I was doing, like I said, open mics here and there.
Yeah.
But I remember when Instagram came out, I was like, this is a fad.
I know.
And then when comics started posting their comedy, I was like, fucking idiots.
burning your
Just
jokes.
material. And now I'm to the point where I will do the same bit in like 7 different sets, and
Yeah.
every single one I'm posting.
Why wouldn't you?
Because I have friends being like, how many people saw it? 10,000? There's 300 million people on Instagram. Post it again.
Yeah, yeah.
Post a different one.
Yeah, post it with different copy
Yeah.
this time. Yeah, maybe a different hashtag, and then it's like 800,000 people more see it.
Yeah.
Or more see it. But yeah, no, it's that is so funny. That's what it was, and it was the beginning of that. And they did a nationwide like college competition thing.
Okay.
And my school, even though it was only 3,600 people, so you vote online basically for
All right.
yourself. And we would like pull an all-nighter, because we were up against like schools like NYU and Boston College and like
Well, not
all
only
these
that, but then like big public schools in the
Huge,
Midwest
yeah.
and the South where there's 60,000 kids that go there.
easily, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like the University of Florida has like 64,000 students.
It's insane. The
Like,
stadium
active
holds like
students.
120,000, It's like nuts.
Yeah.
And we advanced to like the finals where they flew you out to like Aspen.
You did?
Yeah, like me and so they had teams. So it was
Okay.
like, which is so great. Dude, they flew out like 16 college kids to Aspen,
awesome.
Colorado.
Let's go.
It's the best. Yeah. It's like, I'm like,
What were you doing?
what?
The festival there?
Yeah, so they had a festival that replaced HBO's festival.
Okay.
So
That's not Big Sky, is it?
no, this was before that,
Okay.
I think. So this was in Aspen, and there was a comedy festival with like Mark Maron and Gary Goldman headlining, and other big comics. So you were around them. They would let you go to the parties, which was great.
That's awesome.
And
Just get that pass, baby.
dude, it was the best. And
Talent, thank
yeah,
you.
Talent, right? And they didn't even put quotes around it, which was nice. So that helped me meet there were Comedy Central people there, and I was not even close to being able to obviously perform on Comedy Central, but I was like, oh, I need an internship. May I intern? I met you at this festival. May I intern here?
Yeah.
And then I just stayed in LA for 10 years.
Is that a paid internship when you go out and do that?
God, no.
Okay.
No. Now they are, because you legally have. I think
That's what I
It was
thought.
a year after they paid them. But no, it was like, no, we got exposure. We got college credit. Exposure.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. Insane.
You know what Bill would have said about that?
That's taking shit.
That's taking
taking shit.
It's taking heaps and heaps of shit.
That's a lot of shit to take. Yeah.
So let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Were you, because you mentioned you played freshman baseball and then kind of got into comedy. Were you like a big popular kid in high school? Or were you kind of like, did you have your own clique of friends? Did you kind of get along with everybody? Like, how did that go for you?
I got along with everybody, where I wasn't like a jock, or I wouldn't say I was in a popular kid, but we would go to their parties, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Okay.
So my friends and I, there was about 6 of us, and we were the funny ones,
Okay.
if that makes sense. So
No, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of guests on the show, and I think there's a through line between comedians and being able to, you're not exactly the class clown,
Right.
but you will have a funny quip here and there.
Yes.
You do like attention, but not enough to pull pranks because that's childish.
Yeah,
But enough to be like if somebody says something, you just snipe it, and you're like, all right, here we go.
It was sniping, and and by the way, if you want to boost my volume for this, I was school president as well, so I should have emailed you that.
Bum, bum,
There was an assassination attempt on my life. No, there wasn't.
Listen here, black people. There's only one guy. There's only one person who can escape the assassin's bullet.
The assassin's bullet.
It's funny because there's been 7 botched attempts of presidents, and he's like, "I'm the only one who survived." It's
what
I think
about-
Reagan? Did that too?
You know that guy whose phrase you ripped off? They tried to keep getting him, But why did?
Wow,
Oh,
class president,
dude.
So you were well known. Well, the reason
Yeah.
the reason I always bring it up is because it's kind of a foreshadowing into when was the first time that you drank.
Great question. So I drank later than the rest of my close friends.
Okay.
So I was a goody two shoes.
Got it.
And I was I don't want to stain my childhood, and I don't want to be a bad kid. You know?
Did you have Yeah, I 100%.
Yeah.
I know. I've had this is a different thing, but I'm very curious. So for me and for a lot of people I've had on the show who no longer drink, it was a big thing where we didn't want to drink because of things that we saw. Whether, like, for me, it was my ex-stepdad.
Interesting.
For other people, it was their family life, and they were like, oh, drinking's bad. For you, it was quite the opposite. You were like, drinking is perceived as bad, and I don't want to be perceived that way, so I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes, it's against the rules.
Yeah.
Was really all it was.
Okay.
So it was like, I'm not 21. This is against the rules. And there was no...
The episode.
There was no...
Against the rule.
This is against the rules. And no, that was literally, I was like a rule follower.
Okay.
So my friends had started drinking, like they would like go to parties and stuff. And I'm like, fuck, am I going to like lose my friends, you know?
Because this is in high school, like 14,
yeah,
15, 16?
Yeah, probably 16.
Okay.
Yeah, 16 or 17.
So you're already doing stand-up. You're already...
Yeah. And I'm like, shit, I don't want to, like, this is wrong. Like this, or not wrong. It's against the rules.
Yeah.
I don't think I had a moral issue with it. It was literally like a check box where like, oh, against the rules, cool. Check that off. Can't do that. And I can't drive legally, so check that off. You know, it's the same thing.
The kids are drinking and they're driving, and I don't even get it.
They're not even doing it at the same time. They
I don't even have my license yet. The DMV, have you guys been there? Pimps and whores.
Dude, I would know political references that no child should know
Of course.
from watching him. Like,
Yeah.
why do I know who John Ashcroft?
And it's so funny now because so many comics, like, there's some who do it great.
Yeah.
Like Jeff
Yeah.
is so good at it.
Yeah.
But then there's the other comics who do it, and you're just kind of like, you don't even know. You're just throwing shit out.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you
I'm
think like,
totally
oh,
with you.
I'll say Mitch McConnell here, and that'll be funny because he's on like they reference him on the Daily Show,
Right.
and a couple of political comics have mentioned him, so I'll
Right.
say it. And it's like, do you even know what the Speaker of the House does?
No clue. No clue. The whip.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about the whip now?
The minority leader?
Yeah.
It's not about race.
No, it isn't. However, it actually in this
Listen here, but
Akeem Jeffries.
see how you dubbed that? Lewis Black paying off.
Listen,
How
it
I
is the
teed
gift.
it up and then you just hit it out.
But, dude, you are the alley oops that you've been throwing are Stockton-esque, and
So you saw everyone else kind of doing the thing.
yeah.
Did you end up staying friends with those people?
Yes.
Okay.
And when I started drinking was homecoming, maybe junior or sophomore year, and
In high school?
yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to throw this out here.
Please.
That's not nearly as late as you made it seem when you said I started drinking later in life. I was at the end of my senior year when I was like, oh, I'm going to drink now.
Interesting. In Florida too,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
stereotypically would be more of
Well, so, like, I
Well,
didn't-
you went to a good school too. Yeah.
Well, and I didn't have a lot of friends. No. The school I went to, they were still getting after it. And
Okay.
like my sisters were popular. They would go to house parties.
Yeah.
But again, my experience with like my ex-stepdad and drinking around me, I was like, this is poison. And
Yeah.
I was bullied relentlessly. So I didn't have friends
Crazy.
to be like, oh, let's go to a party.
Yeah.
It wasn't until my senior year when my twin sister, who I wasn't close with at the time, was like, hey, I'm having a party because parents are out of town. Do you want to come? And I was like, you're inviting me.
to the place that you live.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, I didn't know. Okay, the twin sister, like, that is such an interesting dynamic too, where like same grade.
Yeah.
You know,
Different schools.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that
Yeah.
helps a little bit probably.
Yeah. I went to a different school because I was in the IB program, and she went to the school that was literally on the beach in Daytona.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Needless to say, a bit of a party school.
Yeah, I would say that's a recipe.
It was on the ocean.
Yeah.
in
Oh
Daytona.
my God.
But I am curious. So how does that dynamic work? Where you, I mean, you said homecoming sophomore year, so it's not like it was like 4 years of like Blake just doesn't drink.
No, if anything, it was 4 months. You know what I mean? But like, it was a long 4 months for me, Brendan. And
when you're that age, it is a long time.
I know. It was, and the thing that made me do it was I went with this girl that I really liked, date, and then like was dropping her off and like did not try to kiss her or like even like broach the subject. And I'm like, you have no spine. You are nothing. Like forget this. And dude, I went like to my friend's house. I wasn't gonna drink that night. Dude, I took like 12 shots.
Oh my God.
With no alcohol tolerance.
That's
you know?
too much for that age with no tolerance.
For 2, I would have been like in the bag, you know? And like 12 shots, like I fell down the steps.
Oh my God.
It was so, like, it was not, I mean, it was exactly what would happen if you gave like a child because you're a child.
A 14-year-old or a 15-year-old booze?
Yeah. It was exactly what happened. And then I think I may have not drank for a little while. Because, I scared myself.
Woke up the next morning like, I think I'm going to die.
Oh, I don't know what to do. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Like,
how did you get home that night? I love little
slept
details.
over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's the thing I've always been pretty good with is not. Also, I was lucky enough to grow up in the Uber era, you know, which is huge. But yeah, no, slept there.
Wait, we're like the same age. We didn't have Uber.
When I went to, actually, you know what? No, when I moved to LA, that's when it mattered. Because when I was in high school, I would just stay at the people's house.
Got it.
You know? And then in
Because
college.
I was like, I've got 2 DUIs to prove that Uber wasn't a thing when we were in college.
No, you're right. Where it wasn't an issue because in the suburbs, I'd stay at someone's home.
Yeah.
And then in Boston, you could walk.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So there was that. But
Yeah,
then in LA, that was huge. Like Uber was huge.
1,000%. Yeah. Because when I was in Florida, of course, we never condone drinking and driving on the show, but I am such a degenerate where when I was even when it was out, I was still just like, I'm not going to not have my car. Which is
what if I want to go somewhere?
It's so stupid.
It's crazy. It's crazy, dude. Yeah, I'm with you. Like the worst I've ever felt about myself is like, you shouldn't have. You know, like it wasn't like and it doesn't have to be. You know, but it's like you shouldn't have fucking driven.
Yeah.
You know,
what's wrong with you?
It's the worst.
Because I have friends, obviously, in the super secret program I'm in, and like just the rehabs I've gone to and stuff, where it's like, yeah, man, I thought I could make it, and now one dude, I remember seeing him just at the meetings all the time. Didn't see him for a while. Came back, didn't have a leg. Like not like a euphemism.
Oh my God.
Lost his leg in a motorcycle accident. And we were like, what happened? He's like, I went back out. I thought I could handle it. And I was like, now you don't have a fucking leg, bro.
It's like, oh, we don't need to ask your rock bottom. It's definitely that.
It's
and
the leg.
Does anyone else? Yeah, I would imagine that.
It'd be so funny if he's like, no, I lost this in the war. My rock bottom was actually financial ruin. And you're like, wait, what?
Is that what you would think? I'm a hero. Yeah, it's the trauma.
This is actually heroic. My rock bottom is my bank statements.
Yeah, that was the problem. I've been divorced 6 times.
Dude, the impulse control issues that we have as alcoholics, for me and my ilk, is crazy.
Yeah, I can't imagine. It's been interesting listening to like Mark Maron's podcast, and my favorite episodes are between 2 people who have been sober for 20 years and are still around it, you know, are still around, like, because that's the thing too, you're working. That's the trouble with stand-up too, is you're working in a bar.
Yeah, and I work in restaurants as well.
Yeah.
So it's like in fancy restaurants where you have to know about wines and you have to know about this stuff. And it's so funny when people are like, is that a problem? And I was like, I woke up on my 30th birthday in a hospital being told I should be dead. So, no, I think I got a pretty good... For right now, I have a pretty good handle on it. I mean, it's just for today, but...
Yeah, you're doing great today.
If it becomes an issue, there's a long list of people I'm going to call before I fucking stumble down that path again.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, but we're around it all the time. And that's why, like the show, a lot of times people will be like, oh, well, I'm not sober. Can I come on? And I go, no, it's called Ex Drinking Buddy because I don't drink anymore. But some of the craziest episodes I have are with people, to your point, where they've been sober for, like we just had Patrick Holbert. I've had Emma Willman, Joe List. Like people who are very open about their sobriety and the stuff that comes with it. A lot of times those episodes are just like, yeah, that time. And it's like, yeah, I had one of those times too.
2 out of those 3 Boston people.
You know,
and it's not a coincidence. You know, like that city is such, because that's the thing too, where I realized how much of a drinking culture I was from when I moved to LA. Okay. Because it's more of a weed town.
Yeah, you were in college in that area. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to ask. So you take a break after sophomore year. Then when you get to college, are you just off to the races?
I'm off to the races in a way where it's like I was from another fucking planet. Okay. Because I went to like an artsy entertainment school, and all my friends went to Penn State, you know, like state schools, the highest level of drinking that there is. And I brought that level.
Goddamn right.
Yeah, that's right, bro. Sorry, am I pounding my chest again? And then am I doing this again? So
where's my puka shells?
Yeah, dude, it was where are my puka shells? I got blacked out and I lost them in a betting game.
I have to have my 3 polos and my puka shells.
Can you imagine betting your last puka shell?
Dude.
So I went to Emerson, and we went to like a party, like a house party, you know, like a basement party in Alston was like the area where like a lot of the kids would live. And everyone was like, oh, like maybe we'll take like a shot or two. Dude, first of all, I'm wearing basketball shorts and like a Chase Utley Phillies jersey.
You fucking mean business.
I meant business, and I brought a wiffle ball bat. What this level of alcoholic, brought a wiffle ball bat that I had sawed the top off of, and because I'm like, oh, so we'll drink out of this. We'll all play Dizzy Bat, of course.
Of course.
You know Dizzy Bat, right? And I'm like, so we'll all obviously play Dizzy
yeah.
Bat. Someone needs to bring the bat. I'll do it. And I'm like, all right. So
if I must.
Yeah. So we're gonna do it, and they're like, what the fuck is this? What is this? And I go, here's how, I'll show you how it's done. I just need to chug the beer out of this. So the way I did it, where you would drink the beer out of the small hole in the bottom. So you chug it out. And then you would do however many seconds it took you to chug it. You would then do that many spins. And then
you did it different. We did 3 spins.
It gets worse. I'm not a great chugger. So that's how many seconds, that's how many spins you do. And I'm like, and we multiply that by 2. So I was already trash, and there's a video somewhere.
Throwing up everywhere.
Dude, later for sure. And when I would then have the bat, everyone would throw empty cans at me, and then you'd try to hit them. And there's a video of me like taking hard swings and then falling into what might have been 50 bicycles, like being stuck in the bikes. And I thought like, everyone's having fun with me, and it's like, no, you're the freak.
Yeah.
Like you're the sideshow, and they're watching a clown.
There's so many times I've been at parties, and I'm like, Tom Rhodes has the best bit about it, and I quote it all the time. But it's like, sorry, I peed on your dog. I thought it would liven up the party at the time. I was that guy where I'd get naked and people were like, Brennan, put clothes on. Especially after I stopped playing football and I gained like 100 pounds. I just be running around with like a tiny baby dick in my big belly, and people were like, Stavi, put clothes on.
Right. It's like, dude, I murdered last night. It was so funny. It's like, everyone hates you.
Yeah.
They don't like what you do.
And then going to work the next day, because, I worked in restaurants, especially after I stopped playing football.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm going to have to see that cute hostess that I have a crush on, who saw me running around naked like an asshole.
There's no amount of charm and charisma that can wipe that out of their mind,
Hell no.
Yeah, ever.
Especially like at a pool party where the water's cold and you're like, I'll get naked and jump in, and everyone's like, no, you don't have to do that.
No, please. Oh, God, he's doing it again. All right.
George Costanza all over again. I was in the pool.
Significant shrinkage.
God. So did you end up assimilating with the rest of the people at Emerson, or were you just that guy all 4 years?
So I adjusted my social life where I ended up hanging out with guys older who went there, who one of them I went to high school with, like still one of my closest friends in the entire world. And he went to Emerson. He was same high school, 2.5, maybe 3 years older than me. So I was hanging out with those guys, and I'm like, oh, I drink like these guys who are just turned 21.
And had been there a while, built up a tolerance. They know what they're doing, and you're like,
perfect.
I'm the spry up and coming minor league player, guys. Can I come up and play with the big boys?
Yeah, exactly. I was like the 3rd string quarterback, like freshman on varsity.
Yeah.
Like just like we'll let him get his feet wet, but he can on practice play with these guys. And
talking about practice.
Practice. Not a game. No, it was not a game.
Not a game. Yeah. Not the game that you love.
No. Practice. The best. Another great. Another one.
Have you seen the Ted Lasso when he does that?
No. Oh yes. Yes. Dude,
you can't play because you're hurt.
Dude,
you're supposed to be the leader, the captain of the team.
Speaking of drunks, by the way, Allen Iverson, all time, and still.
Well, you have to be, and that's an interesting thing with professional athletes. A lot of times the reason why it turns bad is, and I know this just from playing D1 football, is you have to be a certain level of addict to do that.
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah.
And once that's taken away, I mean, for me, it was, gym every day. Practice, back to the gym, like conditioning on top of school. And it's like, okay,
structure.
We'll party 2 or 3 times a week, but you have to have some sense of like not normal to push through that kind of stuff. And then once that's taken away from you, you're like, well, I'm still not normal. Like that hasn't changed.
Yeah.
But now I don't have something to put it into.
Yes. There's more space.
Yeah. So like for me, it was, I guess I'm just going to drink like I used to work out and just do it every day as hard as I can. And I mean, it's still to this day. I've been sober almost 8 years, and it's still one of those things where it's like, when I go to the gym, like my fiance Tracy will say it all the time. She's like, if you're like, because I have plantar fasciitis in my left foot, and she's like, if your foot hurts, stop squatting. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means,
dude.
And I'm like, put 4 plates on, rack it up, let's go. And it's like, what's wrong with you?
Dude, that's so. I've had the same thing, but like being sick, it's like okay, like I have a cold or I have bronchitis or something. It's like, all right, I'll still do 7 shows, and I'm gonna go like for a 30-mile bike ride, and I'm gonna go, and it's like, buddy, if you wouldn't be sick for a month and a half, if you just took 2 days just to lay in bed.
With comedy, where it's like, no, I have to go.
Yeah.
It'll be raining. I'll feel like shit, and I'll be like, well, I have to go out to the clubs. And Tracy's like, you don't even have a spot, and I go. Doesn't matter. Like maybe someone drops out. Maybe they need someone to get up. It's like, I gotta go.
A significant other like that is so helpful of like, because it's almost like a check and balance on your behavior where it goes, hey buddy, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
And I'll do the same in the opposite way.
Yeah.
Where it'll be like, I don't feel so good today. It's like, you're fine. Come on, let's go.
Right. Exactly. And it's like, no, they're not fine. And then it's like you're out and you look at the woman you love more than anything, and they're like bent over, like white as a sheet, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm
Maybe
sorry,
not
I'll take it. Oh, I'm sorry, I was wrong.
We'll
We'll go home. I wish you brought something up earlier.
I did 7 times on the subway saying, I think I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah, I gave you the chair. I gave you the chair. No, that is so interesting. Like, I think taking your foot off the gas, and it could be drinking. It could, if you have that like heavy life pedal foot.
Yeah,
that's a tough thing
to
stop.
It's the crazy thing is with what we do with stand up is. It's so dependent on us. It's not like a regular job where it's like, well, like Office Space. Well, I could just stop showing up. They're still going to pay me.
Yeah.
Like if I don't push myself as hard as I can, then the only person's to blame if I don't make it is me.
Yes.
Because I didn't push it as hard as I could.
Right.
So it does get into that weird thing because there's not a lot of jobs like that. Like even commission-based jobs, it's one of those things where it's like you only have so many people you can call. You only have so many people you can sell to.
Yeah.
But when it's stand-up, it's like, no, I have to sell to everybody all the time.
And there's no one else to blame. Where you could only be like, the microphone wasn't good enough. Or it's like, if you've been doing it long enough, you know how to perform and put on a good show with a bad microphone.
Yeah. Sometimes I put the microphone back in the stand. If it's like cutting out or something, I'll just put it back in the stand and I'll do the
I can project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
I'm so loud. Are you kidding me?
I literally had a table at the restaurant last night be like, oh, I didn't hear you. And it was late and we were busier than we should have been. And I was a little frustrated. And I go, that's impossible. I'm the loudest person here.
I didn't hear you. That's impossible.
I literally went,
so
because there's like music in the background and like the bar is full behind me. And he goes, oh, my bad. I didn't hear you. And I just looked him right in the eye. I go, that's impossible.
Yes. There's no way.
Like you're being difficult to be difficult. I know it's not because you didn't hear me.
Yes. No, I'm totally with you. Yeah.
So you go up to the majors.
Yes.
And how does that go?
It was, that was the thing where it wasn't that kind of drinking town, too, where, or at least my college world. But then people started drinking more,
All your friends
they saw how fun it was.
Yeah. They saw what a good time we were having. Remember when Blake got caught in the bikes?
Yeah, remember how funny Blake was? And so I would... Also, Emerson didn't really have a campus. It was right on the Boston Common, which like is basically their Central Park in Boston.
Yeah.
So
that's where the state building is, right?
Yes. And we would have these little rooms, and so we would have to take the subway to like the area where you could go drink, and then it would be like, okay, let's take a soda and half it, and which is
we did water bottles, but
yes, and it was like. It's so and it was also the worst liquor imaginable, and because we didn't have money, and we also
pop off, baby.
Yeah, right.
$5 plastic bottle. Let's go.
Oh my god, dude! It was for us. It was Old Thompson's whiskey.
I know Old Thompson's.
I'm like
that's
literally
not whiskey, but they say whiskey.
Whatever it was. Yeah, Old Thompson's.
It says whiskey on it, but that's not whiskey.
No, that was that swill. Maybe it was like maybe a better.
It's so bad,
dude. It was. I'm actually. I feel it in my brainstem. I think there's still a little in there.
Yeah.
That like.
Well, my upgrade was to Smirnoff.
Great. Yeah.
And I was able to do that in college because it was cheaper.
Yeah.
So I went from Captain Morgan, and then that wasn't strong enough, and there was too much sugar. So then I switched to Sailor Jerry because it was 92 proof. But then I started blacking out like almost immediately.
Yeah.
So then I was like, and there's so much sugar. My older sister still says to this day, she goes, I'm shocked you don't have diabetes. Because I was drinking Code Red Mountain Dew and Sailor Jerry.
Oh my.
Like every day.
God.
And then.
How do you not have a heart attack?
Well, that explains why I gained 100 pounds.
Yeah, well, that'll do it. Yeah.
And then I switched to vodka and I was like, oh, this is clean. This is nice.
Yes.
And I remember Smirnoff was still a cheap brand, but it had like that notoriety of being like the best as far as the cheapest brands.
Correct.
So then I just stuck with Smirnoff for like a decade because I was
enough.
like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, it's great.
Put it in a water bottle, nobody can tell. And
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, we're rocking and
Dude,
rolling.
holy shit. Yeah, and that was even when I was doing stand up, like I think I never had that rock bottom, you know? So I do still drink, and I never, but I don't know why I did. I'm lucky that I didn't, you know?
Because there's a lot of people, as we mentioned earlier, coming out of that scene.
Yeah.
Who were like, oh, I can't live like this anymore.
Dude, I remember I've seen this multiple times where someone, like a comic that I'm close with, who are like, they're great comics, great enough to be headlining a little, you know, theater or like comedy club, their name's on the marquee. People are paying their money because they like that person, getting a babysitter, blah, blah, blah. And then I've seen them go on stage, do 12 minutes, think they did an hour, walk off stage and be like, I just did my headlining set. And I've seen that happen. I've seen it happen in Boston. I have another close friend where like started repeating jokes, you know, that they had done.
The reason why that hit so close to home for me is because when I started comedy, I was drunk every single set.
Yeah.
And like they would light me and I would be doing like shit, like impressions. For like at like an open mic, and they'd light me, but you know, open mics in smaller towns are like shit. Like people come out to see it.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, you come get me off the stage.
Oh my God.
Like just a disaster. Yeah. And so now being sober and taking comedy so seriously, when I see it, it's not like it's weird because it's not like an anger or I just am sad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, that's a great way of saying it.
It's almost it's an empathy thing where it's like I completely understand where you are, and I can have empathy for that because I have 100% been there. But also, it doesn't have to be like this.
Yes, and if you want to drink, this is easier said than done. But if you want to drink, do it after.
Yeah.
Like, and
we know comics real quick. We know comics who have a rep of being like heavy drinkers.
Yeah.
Who don't even drink until they're halfway through their set.
Right.
Like at the second show, they'll go up with a drink.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you have this rep. And sometimes it gets away from them. But like, it's like, oh, you have this rep of being like a huge alcoholic.
Yes.
But they're professional enough to be like, first set, I don't drink at all. Second set, halfway through, I'll ask the server to bring me a drink.
Yeah. Or even like, if you're gonna do, it's like, okay, like Bud Light or like a light, thing. Like bringing liquor on,
Doing shots during your set.
I thank God have never had that. Dude, it's I know comics who've had to been. I mean, you know this, but like, hey, like if they order me a shot, put water in it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that was David Tell's big thing.
Yeah.
People would send him Jaeger and they would put coffee in it.
Yeah. Dude, here's one. So Joe DeRosa, I don't know if you know Joe,
oh,
but like,
of course. Joey Roses?
So Joe, I became a fan of Joe when I was younger. He's from Philly, and now we've become like friends.
Oh, really?
And
yeah, that's awesome.
He's a great guy and a big drinker.
Yeah.
And big fucking shot guy. And I don't take shots. Like I'll get drunk, but I'm like, if I take shots, my whole math of the evening is done.
Just totally
yeah.
fine.
So it's like, okay, I know where I want to be drunk wise, not too much, just like a nice buzz. If I take a shot, it's not just one drink. It's now I'm drinking faster because I don't know, like
it'll
my
hit
whole,
you harder, and then all of a sudden,
and you're mixing, and it's just a terrible. But Joe loves shots, and then whenever he offers you a shot and you don't want it, he's like, "What are you, a fucking pussy?"
Yeah.
And
they were just talking about this on Shane's podcast a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Where he was like, "Yeah, you come in, and it's like a farce against you if people don't take shots."
No, God forbid someone doesn't take one of Joe DeRosa's prestigious shots. So like,
they were giving him so much shit about that because it was like, because I used to be that guy too, where I was like, shots, and then people would be like, "No, I'm okay," and I'd be like, "You don't want to do a shot with me?
No," and that's it.
You don't like me?
That's what it is.
You don't like me?
I know.
I thought we were friends.
And it's coming from such a sweet place where he's like, we're buddies, let's celebrate. And he's buying, you know, like, so it's not coming from a bad place. And then he like, like when you're drunk, like you give people shit. And then, so this is not great. So now I'm being a bad friend where, hey, it's like, Blake, this is your friend. Just say you don't want it.
Yeah.
And then also you make fun of each other all the time. So just make fun of him too.
Yeah.
And
don't take no shit.
Yeah, so I would just don't take any shit. And so I got to a point in LA where I'd buy everyone shots and I just go, like just dump it on the floor. And then there was one night where he bought so many shots, the floor got so slippery because I had dumped so many shots on the floor. And then he also, so the last time he caught me, and then so he caught me doing that once, and he was like, dude, don't just say no.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm
Don't
really
waste my
sorry.
money.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm sorry. That was like, I was wrong. And then
And then you did it again after that?
so I did do it again. but I tried to I tried to trick him. So like I was opening for him in Philly, and he was like, "Hey, can I get shots on stage?" He goes like, "Blake, come back up here, like give Blake a round of applause." And I'm like, "I don't want to know." Like, so I went to like the server. I'm like, "Hey, will you like get me something that looks like whiskey?" And they're like something brown like Coca-Cola. And she goes, "We have like cranberry juice." I'm like, "Fine." Because he was also like, "All right, where's the shots?" So I bring him up his shot, and I'm holding the shot in my hand to try to cover it. And he goes like, "All right, everybody, like salute." And then he like looks down. This is in front of like his crowd, and he just goes, "The fuck are you drinking?" And I go, "It's whiskey."
You turn it?
Yeah,
Like,
I turned. Also, this was like a year ago. Like I'm like 35.
Red-headed slut. I'm just a red-headed slut.
Yeah. It's whiskey. He goes, "Are you drinking cranberry juice?" And like the way he tore me apart, I'm like, "Oh
my God. In front of everybody?
Oh yeah, in front of everybody. It was so funny. It was, and I 100% deserved. Where it's like, how dumb do I? I'm like, oh no, it's dark where I was holding it because I was in the audience.
Yeah.
But then there's like Live
soon as you
Nation
get
lighting
on the stage.
Yeah, it could. Nothing was redder.
It's as red as the sun.
It's as red of that sign. And I'm like, what? It's a Jack Daniels. Like, there's no whiskey that color. It's blood.
You just lie.
Yeah. It was so stupid. Yeah.
It's a Washington apple, man. Crown and apple
Crown
and the thing. I wanted to ask you because you did say you've gotten in quite a bit of trouble flying. Not even trouble, just
I've acted
antics.
out. Yeah.
Acted out. Very good.
I've acted out on planes where even something is. So I love drinking on planes. It's one of my favorite things.
I only got to do it twice.
Yeah.
I am so terrified of flying.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we're not supposed to be up there.
No.
And especially if I get I'm the guy who leaves the window down the whole time.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't want to see what's out there.
No,
Yeah.
and I will. It's weird because I have this weird thing. People are like, "Yeah, I'm scared of flying too. Landing is the worst for me." And I go, "Oh, for me, it's takeoff." Mm-hmm. And for me, landing, I will actually sometimes open the window and look out and be like, "All right, we're almost there. We're almost there." That's exactly what I think.
Yeah.
But I don't like, so takeoff, I always keep the window down because my anxiety will get to the point where I not even throw up. Like I get vertigo and then I can't, I
just start
freak
sweating.
out.
Yeah.
I mean, I can do it. Like when I fly with Tracy, it's like, I'm not a bitch. Like if she wants the window open, we'll leave it open and I'll just look the other way and I won't but if I'm by myself, I'm like,
I know.
It's so weird having someone there. How can help? But
Yes.
there was 2 times because I either didn't have any money or I had no reason to travel.
Of course.
But there was 2 times when I was older than 21 and I flew and I drank. And dude, you would have thought I was fucking Bert Kreischer on this plane. I'm drinking, I'm talking to people. I'm like, fucking who cares? If it goes down, it goes down. You only live once,
You're
right?
buying people drinks on a plane.
I'm handing out cash. And this is back when they transitioned to no cash.
Right.
And I'd be like, buy yourself something nice.
Yeah.
Hey, keep them coming. And I remember I was like, flying is fucking amazing when you drink.
Yeah.
And then the last time I did it, I was on a plane to go to rehab, and I never got to drink on a flight again. I mean, I did stay sober after that.
No.
But when I relapsed, I wasn't flying anywhere. That's for goddamn sure.
Not under those conditions. Yeah.
So, I mean, I got
That's so
the 2
funny.
times, though, I remember very romantically of being like, oh, I had no fear on those 2 flights where I was just like, let's fucking go, man.
Dude,
who cares?
It flies by, the flight goes by,
out,
6-hour flight, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
That flight is if you're
God,
drinking
that's
during the
awesome.
thing. And drinking in the airport, I love drinking in the airport. I've now also, taken, I haven't quit drinking at the airport, but I'm like, you get more dehydrated.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay,
well,
if I
especially
have work,
once you get up in the air, you're like, it's fucked.
You're done. Yeah, you're done. And then so it's also like, all right, so I'm going to drink and slam Gatorades. I'll be pissing every 3 seconds, But so when I do drink on planes, I like to order a double because there could be turbulence and God forbid they don't come back around when I'm done.
Forbid.
Yeah, heaven forbid I have to sit there for 20 minutes. Flying through the air, hurtling through the air at 500 miles per hour without a drink in my hand.
30,000 feet up.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be up there.
Not supposed to be up there, so you might as well serve me. And so we were on a plane. I'm there with my wife, and I was like, "Oh, can I get a double, Woodford, whatever, on the rocks?" And they're like, "Yeah, of course." And then they come back around, and they came back around a lot quicker than they normally do.
Well, I mean,
so
they're here.
Yeah, I'm like, well, if they're coming back quick this time, they're probably not going to come back quick again. They're probably going to take some time off in the back. So I'm like, "Oh, can I get another double?" And then the stewardess or the flight attendant goes, "How about a single?" And I was like, "Ooh, I've been flagged already of like, can I get a double? How about a single?
And
I
this
was
is like just like in the air doing drink service.
maybe
right?
40 minutes into the flight.
Yeah.
And I was like, single it is? Because I'm not going to fight her on it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, no, I
Because if
said.
you fight her on it, then
Now
you
I'm a
are the
problem.
person. Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm a
Then
problem.
you're exactly
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
So, dude, here's what I did. I got a single, and then I will sometimes walk. I'll grace the back with my presence.
Yeah, of course.
So I'll walk back, and when she
How
goes,
you
to-
guys doing, huh?
yeah, when she, hey, how you guys doing back here? So I will walk back. I still do this, and so if I don't get flagged, but that person who flagged me was in the front, so I like shuffled back,
Obviously,
and I
'cause
go,
you're in the front.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, by the way, I'm in seat 28D. Can I get like another drink whenever you get a chance? Like, no rush. And if they don't remember, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
But if they do remember, then it's like, if I circumvented the process, whatever process there is. So I like doing that. And then my one where I acted out the most,
Just going. So,
dude, it's crazy.
I want to get this straight. Because this is.
It's psychotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll be. Do you fly mainly up front or like towards the front or? Because I always try to pick my seat and I can't afford first class, but I
Neither
will
can I.
get as close to the front as I can.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times it's like 10, 12,
Yeah.
16. Very rarely, if it's possible, or if I just can't afford it, very rarely do I sit in the back.
No.
Because my anxiety, I start to freak out.
No, I'm with you. I'm generally in the middle. So
Okay.
like not in like maybe rarely I'll be in the plus
Yeah.
section, but like generally in the middle. I try to be as close to the front.
Yeah, so
too.
we do the same thing.
Yeah,
So you had the flight attendant come by with the cart. Can I get a double Woodford on the rocks? Sure. Comes back by quickly. Can I get, how about a single? And then you got up and went to like use the back restroom.
Yes.
And while you were back there, you're like, hey, I'm sitting in
Yeah.
16A. Can
So
I
they
get
knew
a-"
how to charge. So I'm like, generally they give it to you right there.
Okay.
Yeah, generally. It's so crazy.
How often do you do this?
I'll do it. I don't do it that much anymore, but
No,
like
but-
when I did it, I would do it on pretty much every flight.
So generally they'll ding you right there, like with the little
Well, now it's like they know, as long as they know your seat,
Okay.
they'll charge the seat.
Oh,
You know, like
okay.
you have
I
a
didn't
tab.
know that.
Yeah.
Got it. So you get a tab at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
God,
So,
it's been a long time since I've drank in the air.
dude, it's
So you'll
wild.
so a lot of times will you just be like, I'm in 16A and they just hand it to you right then and there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So
great.
then do you have like 3 glasses in front of you?
I'll
Or are you just
consolidate.
pouring them all in
I
a- yeah.
consolidate. So
Gotcha.
I also don't want to be, because I still am I don't want to be perceived as a problem anywhere.
Yeah,
You know?
same.
So if I'm like
This
waiting.
goes back to the following the rules.
That's what it is. That's
Yeah.
what it is. And I also like, even if I'm waiting in line for a while and it's like, oh, did they forget me? You know, like my order or whatever. Like I hate being like, hey, I ordered
Yeah.
a thing, you know, like whatever. So I'll even just wait it out, but I will just either take the things and put it in a trash can somewhere in the plane or
You're like up and about on planes.
I'm walking around. Yeah, I'm walking around.
You're doing it. You're Jerry Maguire.
Yeah. I'm shaking
hot,
hands.
baby, I'm hot.
I'm asking if anyone wants anything from the back. I'm like, you want me to go grab you something? Like, okay, so 16C wanted this, and then
Real quick, guys, I got
Yeah.
a new 3. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Hey, who's married in the crowd, huh? Just a quick 3 minutes. I've been working on this. I just want to make sure it's tight.
can we turn the air up a little bit? 3 degrees in the plane as well. You know, have a little.
You just grab the microphone. Hey, everybody, welcome to the show.
So I can't use this. So, but I've always been, I'm always like very polite, but the opposite of that, where I had like a connection, I was in a mood, and I had a connection in, where was it? In Nashville. And now I'll actually fly days of show. So if I'm flying day of show, I obviously like won't drink because I have
Yeah.
to perform that night. But, my wife and I, so we went to high school together, year apart, did not date in high school. And we went to school in Boston. Also, she was at Boston College. I was at Emerson. And we were friendly. And like, I would text her to like, hey, do you want to hang out? Because I thought she was cute. And she would
Yeah.
like not respond. And then we like,
she would just not
she would be
respond.
like, that's disgusting. He's disgusting. And then
I saw the video.
yeah, I saw this. So you
Enough
don't-
said. I'll delete your number.
Yeah,
It's
you
fine.
don't ride bikes. You just fall into them. You were sucking out of a bat, and
No, it's called Dizzy Bat. It's a game.
It's called Dizzy Bat. You don't know it either. No one knows how to play this correctly.
You got to come to the SEC country.
Yeah, I know. I'm so scary. Thank God I didn't. And
Next time we do a show at Tallahassee at FSU.
Lord,
I
yeah.
bought the Dizzy Bat.
Yeah, I'm gonna like tear. Like I'm gonna have to get Tommy Johns from doing this.
Suck it, Alabama.
Yeah, that's right. Take your tide, shove it up your ass. And I have no rooting interest in the SEC, but I can root against Alabama. Of
course.
And so my wife and I then reconnected. She was living in Philly. I was living in LA. So we did long distance for a year and a half. So
Oh, wow. So you reconnected and then
yeah,
right into long distance.
right into long
So
distance.
it wasn't like you guys connected and then you went out to LA. You guys just were like, wow.
We were already in different cities.
It's a love story.
It was, I can't believe it worked out. Like most long distance relationships, it's like
Fail.
moron.
Utterly fail.
Yeah, utterly failed. And we would I was working at ABC at the time, so like I would finish my job and then on Friday take a red eye to Philly. I can't sleep on planes, and so I would have no sleep and then wake up, like have a nice weekend. Monday morning, take a 5 a.m. flight back to LA, go right to work, and she would do like the same
Yeah, because
thing.
it's a 3-hour difference.
Yeah.
So you could get back to LA and then go right to work.
That I could pull off.
Yeah.
And she, so we did that for a while, but like I flew Southwest because like I had a Southwest credit card and I didn't understand how APRs worked. So that was a level of debt that I got into at one point. That was, that's not really relevant to
They
drinking.
say
but-
chase your dreams. And
Yeah.
then Capital One calls you and you're
Right.
like, no, I'm chasing dreams, guys.
Yeah, so what do you mean I have a 40% APR? What is going on?
I get hammered on those.
Dude, it wasn't that high, but it was high.
No, yeah, I mean,
They're all
obviously,
high.
Yeah, 40's crazy, but like I remember when I bought a car and I didn't have good credit. Like when I had just gotten sober again for the final time 7 years or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I had to get a new car. And I remember Carvana, shout out to them because all these car places were like, you're not getting a fucking car. Your credit's terrible.
Yeah.
Carvana was like, don't worry. It's all based on the internet. You don't even have to talk to anybody. They gave me a car. And then when I told my sister I was paying like 27% interest on a car, she was like, that's I paid 1.5%. She's
You got loan
that's
sharked on a
insane.
dude. It's so scary.
I
But you
eventually
got a car.
refinanced it, but my credit was so bad, and I was like, I need a car. It's a Camry. It's a good car. I didn't have to put any money down.
Yeah.
And my payments were only like, this is gonna sound high, but for no money down, it was like they were only like $390 a month, and I was like, I can swing that.
That is not high. That's unreal.
Yeah,
That's unreal.
but it was for like 7 years.
Still
Yeah,
crazy.
I loved that car.
Everyone loves those cars.
And then I sold
Yeah.
it back during the pandemic when right after the pandemic because I moved to New York in 2021.
Yeah.
Sold it back for more money than I paid for it.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, good for you.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Did you move from Florida?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. But what the hell was I talking?
Well, Southwest, credit card, APRs.
It's good to poke the microphone with your finger
Yeah,
during the.
just
yeah,
is this
good.
thing on?
That's a good thing to do. And
I'm in seat 28A.
I'm
if
in seat
anyone
28. Yeah, well, where's the person who comes around? So I would always connect in Nashville, and that's a good drinking airport.
Oh, yeah.
So I would also drink so I could go to sleep, maybe sleep on. It just doesn't make any sense.
Try.
So
No,
yeah,
it-
it's because
yeah.
I wanted to drink on the
Yeah.
plane, and I would connect in
No, trust me,
Nashville.
I'm trying to pass out.
Yeah.
Just keep them coming.
This is a sleep aid. Why are you looking at me like this? So I'm not gonna choke on my own saliva in the plane. So I get on the Southwest connection, and it's such a drinking city, and we're connecting, and so it's an open seating plan, so you
Yeah.
can just choose wherever you want. And then these two guys, they were there for a work conference. It was not a packed plane by any. There was you could have your own row. I
Yeah.
would say most people could have their own row. And these two guys sat next to me. They were trashed and were being rude to the flight attendants. We're hitting on them, and the plane was still at the gate. It was delayed, and they're like, okay, we have a delay. If you want to get off the they were calling the flight attendant sweetheart and
Can't stand that.
hey babe, go get me they're like, hey babe, will you go get me another drink? And it's you can't get drinks on a plane while it's at the gate,
Yeah.
And so they were like, we're delayed. They got off the plane, and I'm like, first of all, I'm not a hero, so I've seen people say horrible things to people and not done anything.
Yeah, same.
The what crossed my threshold is that they sat next to me when they could have sat anywhere else on the plane. So I called the.
If you're bothering her, that's one thing.
That
If
is
you're
one thing.
bothering her and bothering me,
yeah. If you're just bothering me, I probably won't say anything. You're bothering her, nothing. Both of us, now
we
I'm,
got a problem.
Yeah. Now I'm a vigilante. So they're like, you can get off the plane.
vengeance.
Yeah, I was I was just slamming the thing. I put the blanket on like a cape, and a sleep mask as my mask. And so they're like, hey, we're delayed. You can get off the plane if you want, but like, you know, take your stuff with you just in case, like we have to blah, blah, blah. So they get off the plane, they take their stuff, and I stay on the plane. And I ask, like, I flag down the flight attendant and I'm like, hey, I don't want to cause any trouble, but these guys are being really like rude to the flight attendants. And it was a different flight attendant.
Yeah.
She goes like, oh, I heard that they're being crazy. And I'm like, honestly, like, I'm not an expert. I don't want to get in any trouble, but like, just from what I've seen, I think they might be violent.
Wow.
And they're like, they might be violent. And I'm like, I need to choose a vague enough term. Mm-hmm. They might be violent.
They might be.
Yeah. On the plane or in general, wasn't asked. So they kicked them off the plane. And they like literally like security came, kicked them off the plane. And they're like, what is going on right now? And I'm like, this is not, I've never seen anything like this in my life.
This is crazy.
I'm like, you leave these guys alone. I'm like just playing all sides.
Yeah.
And so they kicked them, and they were on their way to a work conference. So they not only were kicked off the flight, they weren't going to make their work
Of
conference
course
in
not.
the morrow. And it was great. And I had the whole
Moral
road
of
to
the story,
myself.
don't be a dickhead.
Yeah, don't be a dickhead. Not around me.
Dude, this was awesome.
This
you gotta
was
come
great.
back on.
I would love to.
We still have the teenager thing, the
Oh
wine
my
and pain, drunk sports shopping.
God, there's so much. Yeah,
We'll
I
get you
would
back
love to
on,
come
man.
back. It was
yeah,
just
of
great.
Course.
Yeah.
Plug everything one more time.
Yes, Blake Wexler, Daddy Longlegs, my stand-up special, streaming on YouTube, at Blake Wexler, all social media, and then in mid-January, I think it's Friday, January 16th, I will be headlining Littlefield.
Beautiful. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. At Brennan T. Comedy on all social media, BrennanTComedy.com. I'm in Denver for 5 shows at the Denver Comedy Lounge, September 26th and 27th. Oh, yeah. And then, I've got shows all around New York. Check the website. We'll talk to y'all next week. Boom. Dude, that was fun.
That was sick, dude. That flew by. Yeah.